It's recap time. Bro, isn't that YouTube fucking? No, it's rewind time, is what that is. what did we get today? Uh, very bullish day. Builder Buch. Isn't this CRT like that Romeo shit where it's like down, up, down? Essentially, it's just anticipating this to form swing low, um, which would mean this candle would expand. Whatever. I think, like, simply put, just we swept this low, we left this long ass wick, we have high time frame SMT on the sweep of that low. Longs make sense, right? Like, that's kind of the notion, I would say. Going into today, right, dropping down to the hourly chart, coming into New York, we're already kind of like trading above this. Uh, we've kind of pushed higher all day, retraced in at the end of London to an hourly gap in here, right? That wasn't like perfect, but like around here. Displaced away from there, closing above this bullish propulsion block and this hourly fair value gap. Then at 9 a.m. we tap that, run higher. 10 a.m. we end up getting a retrace back down into those two PD arrays. Now, for me personally, I was very convinced with the longs going into New York today. So even this big ass retrace, it didn't really, move me much. I'm actually gonna quickly come back up to the hourly and just drop those off while I'm at it. And yeah, I mean, dropping down to the 15, we can see here around 7 a.m. we start that like move higher. Then 9:30 we run down, retap this 15-minute gap, and we run higher. And then around 10 we end up getting a retrace all the way back down into this breaker, which I've denoted here with the blue line. Right, we tap down into that breaker, come back up off that breaker, even close inside of this 15-minute gap. Well, not if I draw it like that. Jesus. Okay, my drawing skills aren't there, so I'm just gonna grab a rectangle. We even close inside of that gap here at 10:15. And yeah, then going into the 10:50 macro, I was like, okay, we seem to be rejecting that and probably aim at higher prices, right? We have this buy side up here, and then obviously the external from before the retrace. And yeah, I was looking for longs. We ended up getting consecutive candle SMT at the 10:45 open. Formed a breaker off that, and we rode that bitch. Yeah, basically. And then like we can skip the other macros because we were just sitting in the long to the 150 macro. We tapped this 50-minute gap with SMT. Could have potentially seen a breaker form to the upside, but we did not quite get a breaker close. So even the framework there would have been just didn't end up happening. Instead, we're now retracing into the hourly gap. We could well still see, well, actually only half an hour left today, but who knows, maybe like a 4 p.m. Ripstick continuation there. Yeah, either way, I mean, today's focus can purely just be on this, like 10:50 macro. And once again, I'm going back up. I'm actually going to start here at this 2 p.m. thing that I mentioned, where we had this retrace here, and then this potential breaker up here. We actually almost got a close. This would have been a long where like essentially you go break even right away, and then you just kind of look to get a count move into that hourly like external that we had marked out. But yeah, price just kind of fails to close the breaker, and then yeah, kind of starts retracing. Now the real important thing, yeah, I marked out the 10 a.m. open today just because I felt like it. Didn't really do much. I actually ended up going break even at the 10 a.m. instead of at the external, just because this move was pretty big, like the stop was pretty big for my move, and I was risking a little over what I want to be risking. But yeah, I mean, let's dig into this, right? As I mentioned, we retrace here, like we were trading here. I was already looking for longs. It didn't look like we'd necessarily get a retrace. And then at that point, I was like, okay, the only option I see here really for a long would be we get some sort of consecutive candle SMT when the 10:45 candle opens and form a breaker while doing that, and then we close that, and then we go. So yeah, just waited. We ended up getting consecutive candle and this big drop to form a breaker. Closed the breaker here at 10:59. We're at 11 actually, and very choppy delivery, right? Like let's be real. 2 hours for 150 points is, you know, that's a lot, especially in the markets we've been in where price moves pretty quick. What can I say about this execution wise? I went break even at 10 a.m. being hit here, and I was like, okay, you know, whatever. And then like an hour later, I'm still sitting in the trade. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. And I end up closing around like the 10 a.m. I think in this price leg. So right before we get that final run. Reason why I closed, breaking my rules. Quotation marks in the air are flying. We have a 74.5 point stop. I think it was even like 78 on MNQ. So even like, let me find it. Even like this is a $200 win, right? Because essentially I'm almost risking 150. So like once we started consolidating here for like a solid hour, at that point I was just like, yes, I'd taken the high. YM, I think I'd taken the high. I was just like, especially with yes having taken the high, okay, with the conditions we're in, right? Is there a chance we just fucking dip and run it? And I'm gonna be sitting here like for an extra, 20 handles, and just missing a win? Yeah, there's a chance. So I just decided, I've had enough. I'm getting out. I think we gave it a lot of time to deliver, and we sat through all of this, right? Like, I sat in this trade for 2 hours, so like decent on that end. I just had to do an extra 20 minutes technically to have like about a 290 win on the day as opposed to a 200 flat. It's a little unfortunate. It would have made the P&L look a little nicer. Not the P&L, but the balance, to be honest. But yeah, I think like this trade, execution wise, like entry, analysis was all great. The only thing you could again kind of point a finger to, in my opinion, would be the early close. But I guess I will take a little bit of gravity away from that error, because of the extended stop that we had. Like if this was a 50-point stop, I wouldn't be closing early for like $150 win. That just wouldn't happen. I would have stuck it out and been like, all right, if it goes break even, it goes break even. But like with this, we'd been floating at like what? Like let's do the math, right? We'd been floating at like 250 at one point. And like to go from a position where I'm floating like essentially a 2.5 R on what I'm actually trying to risk, Anyway, yeah, I thought good decision to still take this trade even though the stop was a little bigger because I thought it looked really clean. Obviously, if this trade ended up being one of the ones that doesn't play out, it would have been a little annoying to take like a 150 to the dome, but yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. So we end up on the right side of that, luckily. So yes, we can just quickly tab this one more time and then jump over again. First week, not trading the Lucid accounts and just focusing fully on Top Step accounts and just kind of keeping it very simple in the execution framework, right? Where I'm not like multitasking a bunch of shit, and we're cooking. So in the weeks that I was trading multiple different platforms and accounts, 3 weeks, one break even, one down 2R, one down 3R, and then we're right back at it here with a good week. So I don't know what that tells you. Maybe I have to just fucking like trade Lucid or trade combines outside of my strategy whenever I feel like I have time, which I won't really have right now. But again, with the Lucid accounts, it's very chill because they don't there's no monthly rebill. So yes, balance. It would have been 2100 as I mentioned if I had got the extended or the 2 RTP, but we're back over 2K. Thumbs up. Now it's time to accelerate. I wonder if that's 5 winning days or not. Actually, I don't want to log in here. That's going to be annoying. I'm going to have to get the email code. Let me just test it. 1, 2, 3. No. So I wouldn't even be able to take a payout even if I wanted to ruin the accounts. All right. Well, yeah, that's the recap. 1 trade, 1 win. Good executions today. Since we then were kind of just like in this chop higher, right? I just ignored all the macros that were here. Didn't really even get on the chart for it. Just quickly checked my phone, saw what price was trading like. I was like, all right. I think the best play is just to sit in the long. So yeah. And 950 macro. Actually, we can go over technically, but I just got done at uni. I was not looking for any sort of short, and any sort of long was really not possible because there was no like nice SMT here. So I just, instead of trading it from uni, I was just like, this doesn't look good. I'm gonna go home. Ended up being good because we came in, could have a little snack, and then get some analysis in pre-macro to be able to frame what we want very clearly. So that ended up working out very fortunately today. So thumbs up.